Raise your hand if you want your nails to look perfect all the time. Me too. I'm Sarah Gibson Tuttle, the founder of Olive & June, and this is exactly why we created the Gel Mani system. We wanted to make it possible for everyone everywhere to give themselves a beautiful manicure at home with our tools and our gel polish that lasts up to 21 days. Each manicure with our system comes out to just $2. That's right, $2. No more $60, $70, $80 salon trips that take hours. Now you can paint your nails on your time and love them more than ever. And by the way, when people ask you where you got your nails done, you're going to proudly brag that you did them yourself. And here's a little something extra. Head over to oliveandjune.com and get 20% off your first Gel Mani system with code DIYGEL20. That's code DIYGEL20 for 20% off your first Mani system at oliveandjune.com/DIYGEL20.
Did I talk too much? Should have handled that. I just let it go. I wish I would stop. I was thinking so much.
Take a breath. You're not alone. Counseling helps you sort through the noise with qualified professionals. Get matched with a therapist online based on your unique needs and get help with everyday struggles like anxiety or managing tough emotions.
Visit BetterHelp.com/randompodcast for 10% off your first month of online therapy and let life feel better.
Generally, I think Hamish and I will be grabbing at a few straws here. But yeah, don't take any advice because we are by no way millionaires.
No, what we're trying to do in this episode is explain some of the hidden savings you can make when giving up alcohol. So I think there are loads of reasons why you might want to give up alcohol, from improving your health, focusing on your career. But yeah, for me, one of the reasons that played an integral role was money, particularly given the fact that I'm a new dad, our household incomes dropped significantly. You know, that's money sort of came up lots in my decision making around this one.
Yeah, those fucking little grabbing babies making you work harder. That's genuinely what it is, Hamish, isn't it? They come along and ruin all our
They're
fun.
Scrounges.
I was going to tell you, actually, I had a bit of an epiphany with my daughter this week. She's only 6 and she said fucking for the first time, which was an absolute shock. We've been listening to bloody Justin Bieber.
What was the context? What was the sentence that she said?
No, she just came up to me and said, Mummy, I've learnt a new word. And I was like, what is it? Hoping it would be like, I don't know.
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the longest word in the dictionary?
Is it not expialidocious?
No, no, it's not that very popular. I think it's anti-disestablishmentarianism. I think it is.
I was thinking of that Welsh village as well.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, when those kids come along and ruin everything and swear at you because of Justin Bieber songs, then we're all in trouble and we actually have less money in our pockets. So whether you're buying nappies, rounds for backpackers that you've just met at a hostel, or losing out on a round of drinks to your stingiest mates, there are lots of ways that drinking can hurt your pocket.
We want to explore not only the ways that you can save a fortune, but we also want to show you how you can spend it on something more worthwhile than a hangover and a cream for treating crabs.
Oh, how did you know about that, Hamish?
Just poking out of your pocket now.
Oh, my God, yeah. No, that's the other cream. That's my other ointment.
Why did you bring it to the podcast?
No comments.
Today we're going to look at the cost of alcohol on your lives. We don't just mean how much money you may be spending on alcohol a year, but the hidden costs that you incur when drinking plays a part in your decision making.
We hope that by considering these costs, you might significantly improve your quality of life. Cutting the booze costs could mean that you finally can afford that expensive dress, the fancy restaurant, or even that dream holiday to Bognor.
Poor Bognor. It does get bad rap, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's probably quite nice, Bognor,
on
on a nice day. No, never been.
I feel like people that live in Bognor and people that live in Timbuktu, I was like, just leave it out, guys.
Yeah. Leave me alone, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's walk you through an average night out in which booze would be involved. You've organised a dinner during which you want to have a drink, not get drunk, but certainly drink too much to be able to drive.
Okay, so you book an Uber, costs $20 each way. On getting to the restaurant, you might have a couple of pints of beer, maybe half a bottle of wine at a cost of around another $25.
At the end of the meal, you probably get a bit carried away, as you do. You go to the cocktail bar next door, and then you order another round of drinks.
A few hours later, you find yourself at your local kebab shop. The owner knows you by name. That's not a good sign.
Elephant leg, I call kebab shops. Elephant leg shops. It looks like a horrible sort of like rotting elephant leg, doesn't it? It's
that
revolting.
Is enough to... Don't put me off kebabs.
E.T. skin. E.T. and the extraterrestrial.
You're ruining that for me.
I only ever saw them when they were regurgitated the next morning, so it looked a bit different then.
Or use it as a pillow.
Yeah. On arrival home, you raid the fridge for snacks and any other alcoholic beverages you can sniff out.
You wake up the next morning to a stinking hangover, which you've convinced yourself can only be cured with 3 Coca-Colas and a Big Mac.
Sounds familiar, right? And you know that is based on a fairly tame night out on the tiles.
Yeah, we did pull it back a bit there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Although you might not spend too much money on alcohol on a night like this, once you factor in the taxis, the binge eating, the hangover, you might have doubled or even trebled your costs.
And that's before we even touch on the cost to our economy, which comes to over $60 billion a year. These costs include health services, alcohol-caused crime and sick days. So from our calculations, after a booze binge and a trip to Mackie D's, we reckon the average person spends about $185 on a night out, which is going to have huge impact on your financial situation when spread over a whole year, Hamish.
You've actually got an app, Vic, that tells you how much you've saved, haven't you?
Yeah, it's called Done Drinking. I have it on my phone, and it says now that I'm 1,578 days without an alcoholic beverage, which is a fucking miracle, quite honestly, with a lot of therapy, Hamish. And that's $15,000 I've saved. But I have no idea where that money's gone because it's certainly not sitting in my bank.
Chocolate and hardcore porn subscriptions, I reckon.
Yeah, probably. It's just chocolate. No, none of that. I don't have time for hardcore porn, unfortunately. So what is the true cost of booze, Hamish?
Okay, so we can all think of times when we've wasted our money on booze-clouded decisions, but let's look at the actual stats.
Oh, I love a good stat.
I know. Well, I've researched these, so I think they're accurate. They might be complete rubbish. Who knows?
That's the thing with stats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're recording this podcast from Australia. So allow us to start by looking at some of the numbers coming out of here. A global drug survey in 2020 found that Australia is the drunkest country in the world, with Aussies drinking to the point of drunkenness an average of 27 times per year, almost double the global average of 15.
You know, when you say that, I just think, oh, what a bunch of losers.
Yeah, I know. It does feel like a low number, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Back in my drinking brain is judging, my 25 years of drinking still makes my brain judge people who haven't got drunk at least 300 times in a year.
Exactly.
I'm surprised by that stat. I really am. I reckon I got tiddly 3 times a week, which probably works out as about 156 times per year. And I was a pretty average drinker. So that's 5 times more than those official stats, Hamish. And I know that you probably were half of that again.
Yep.
So maybe 76 times per year, 3 times what the government stated on that one. So in 2020, the Australian household spent about nearly $2,000 on household alcohol. That is $36 a week and doesn't even tell half a story, Hamish.
Yeah, this is the average night out. I mean, how about some of the less average nights out, Vic? How did your boozy nights out affect your pocket?
Well, it's funny, when we started, having a look into this topic, I always thought that, I probably spent an absolute fortune on booze. And actually, when I really thought about it, I realised that I'm a little bit of a wheeler dealer. I'm a bit of a dodgy geezer when it comes to booze and buying it. I had ways of making sure that everybody else bought the rounds apart from me.
Okay,
and I've realised that maybe I've got a reputation. I might have to go back to my old Brighton mates and say, look, did I never buy the drinks? Because I never had any money, but I always managed to be blackout wasted whenever I went out. So what on earth was going on?
What's the secret?
Well, I had tricks. I had tips and tricks, which I'm not expecting any people to use now because I'm hoping that all of you are sober now listening to this podcast. But looking back, they were quite clever. So when I used to go up to the bar and get a drink, I'd say, right, it's whose round is it? Give me the money. I was trying to do them a favour and say, I'll go and get the drinks. You give me the cash. You relax, mate. You sit there, have a nice time, and I'll go and help you by getting the drinks in. So I used to gather the drinks from the barman and I would take massive swigs of them, especially if it was wine. I would do a sip of each glass before taking them back. And if my mates looked at them and were like, oh, they're a bit empty, I'd be, oh, sorry, I stumbled over on the way back from the bar, pretending that I'd actually spilt them.
So I'm thinking you couldn't have worn lipstick. Otherwise, we've got lips on every single glass. We've got questions to ask.
It's like my tattoo that I've left on my mark I've left on the planet for the last 25 years. And often I stole pints, like at the end of a night, or even at the beginning of a night, actually, if I'm telling the honest truth. If I saw somebody had left a pint, sat on a speaker, and they were dancing on the dance floor, I would whack it down my throat as quickly as I could.
That was you.
That was me.
I lost a few of those pints.
Yeah. I was a booze knicker. And I obviously got men to buy me drinks. That was one thing I could do very easily. And I used to not pay for the paraphernalia of drinking. I used to sort of blag my way into nightclubs, snog the taxi driver on the way home for a free lift.
Did I talk too much?
Should have handled that
I just
better.
let it go? I wish I would stop. I was
thinking so much.
Did I talk too much? I wish I would stop. I was thinking, just let it go.
Take a breath. You're not alone. Let's talk about what's going on.
Counseling helps you sort through the noise with qualified professionals, and online therapy makes it convenient. See if it's for you. Visit betterhelp.com/randompodcast for 10% off your first month of online therapy and let life feel better.
Who here loves when their nails are done perfectly? Me. I'm Sarah Gibson Tuttle, and I started Olive in June because let's be real, we all deserve to have gorgeous nails, but who wants to spend a fortune or half their day at the nail salon? That's why I created the Gel Mani system, so you can have that salon-quality gel manicure right at home. And guess what? The best part? Each mani only costs $2. Yep, you heard me, $2. No more $60, $70, $80 salon trips that eat up your day. Now you can paint your nails whenever you want, wherever you want, and trust me, you're going to be obsessed with your nails, and everyone is going to ask you where you got them done. And here's a little something extra. Head over to oliveinjune.com and get 20% off your first Gel Mani system with code DIYGEL20. That's code DIYGEL20 for 20% off your first Mani system at oliveinjune.com/DIYGEL20.
I had all sorts of ways of making sure that I didn't pay for the drinks because I didn't have any money. I was a poor student. I was working in a pub, so that was free booze to start with. And I just had to come up with new and inventive ways of surviving my party lifestyle.
Do you ever sneak booze into the pubs and clubs?
Always. So
Yeah,
I had a
that's
bottle
good
of Fanta or a drink bottle that I'd put, some tequila in, like pure tequila, and go and neck it in the toilets. Me and my friends were called the Flies. Our nickname was the Flies because we were like flies round shit if somebody else had cocaine. So if somebody was in the toilet doing a line of coke and we knew about it, suddenly our heads would appear over the top of the toilet cubicle and be like, right, who's in? Because we were party girls. That's all we wanted. We wanted to join in the pandemonium and be part of it. It was a brilliant time. But of course, burning the candle at both ends, even if you are stealing the drinks, it does have an effect on your mental health and your pocket eventually. I had to pay occasionally, of course.
The Flies sounds like the less cool girl band version of the Beatles.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were. We were always flapping our wings like when we met each other. It was very cute. We had this kind of little girl gang. And it was around the time of the Spice Girls, yeah, but probably like a lesser version of the Spice Girls. So, yeah, there was all ways that I had of saving money during that period. And when I did have money, of course, I spent it all in one night. So whenever I got my student loan or anything like that, it was like whack one big night out. I'm buying the drinks for once and I'm going to sort everybody out. I remember once on my birthday saying, right, the drinks are on me, and not realising till the next day that I'd just meant my mates, but the whole bar had put all their drinks on my tab, and I had a bill of like $2,000. My husband remembers that very clearly. That was like since I've had children, that event. So I get reminded of that quite a lot. But there was all sorts of times, holidays in Crete where you got free shots. That was the sort of place I hung out. The women get the free shots, the men, and then you go and find a bloke who's going to buy you a shot for the rest of the night. So I had my ways, Hamish.
Well, yeah, I guess for me it was slightly different. I was not very good at chatting up anyone to buy me drinks. It doesn't really seems that the men are the ones that have to fork out, right?
This is why I love this male perspective on this podcast now, because I really want to know how it felt to always be the one buying people like grot bags here a drink.
From memory, I'd have to be quite drunk to buy a round of drinks.
Okay.
So the beginning of the night, good luck. I'm not buying you a drink.
As the beer goggles got steamed up.
Then inevitably you wouldn't get approached by one girl, you would get approached by two or three.
Ooh,
right? That's how it works. No, they're not trying to hook up with me.
All right.
But they hunt in packs, they hunt in flies.
Yeah.
And then it's like, right, I'll buy all of you guys a drink, and then it gets very expensive. But yeah, I guess I did a few of the other classic ones of wasting money on a night out, falling asleep on the night bus, having to get a cab home. One night I swapped clothes with a guy because I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah.
And then in the morning I woke up and he was much bigger than me. So I didn't fit any of the clothes. I still have quite a lot of this guy's clothes. I was in America, so I was on holiday.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it was quite weird. But that can happen.
That's the sort of thing you go, oh, I'm out on a night, I've swapped clothes with someone, what am I going to, I think I better just go home to bed. Like, what is going on?
Exactly. I left a mate's camera equipment in a taxi in Rwanda. First night of a holiday, had some drinks.
What the fuck were you doing in Rwanda?
Well, I built a charity in Rwanda, actually. I've spent quite a lot of time in Rwanda.
What?
Magic, yeah.
Hamish, there's so much I don't know about you.
Yeah. I helped build Rwanda's first ever cricket stadium.
What?
So, yeah, amazing. Rwanda is insane.
Okay, you're going to have to tell us that story another time.
Yeah, that's another episode. But yeah, first night there, I'd brought a mate's camera equipment because we were opening the stadium. And first night, had a drink, got in a cab, got to my house, no camera equipment. Oh, no. So I had to track down this taxi. So I had to call the hotel that I'd been at, ask them if they had CCTV, the number plate. Anyway, got him. And he came and obviously he went, "This is what you owe me." And what do you do? I had to just pay him however much he said. It was my first night, so I haven't figured out the exchange rate.
Yeah.
Which is all, mate, whatever.
There's something to be said for being in another country when these things happen, like when we're out and we're spending money or not spending money, as I was. If you're in another country, you've just got to pay your way. You've just got to give the bloke some money and hope for the best, haven't you?
Yeah. And one story which actually, I guess, turned out well is, I met a girl within a week of landing in Australia, moving to this country. I met this girl and had drinks. And then we ended up booking flights to Japan. Yeah. Which is rash when drunk.
While you were hammered?
Yeah. God, yeah. Which is rash. Yeah. Never get a credit or debit card out when you're drunk is a generally good advice, particularly on the internet.
News,
but I married her. I married that girl.
Oh,
yeah. So
that was Liz.
That one went well.
Oh, that went well.
I wouldn't recommend.
So you were happy to spend that money because it meant you got a wife.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't propose then and there, but yeah, that one turned out all right. But yeah, as a rule, don't book flights with strangers when you're drunk.
God, there's so many things that I've done when under the influence and spent money. Once somebody came round my house when I was drunk with a ticket for the Olympic Games. I was living in a sort of backpacker house, and one of the backpackers that had left had bought a ticket and gone back to England and forgotten about it. And instead of going out to the Olympic Games, which I should have done, somebody handed me a ticket and said, "Here you are. Here is a free ticket to the Olympic Games." I sold it for booze. Yeah, so I missed out on the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in Australia because I wanted to buy booze. I sold it for like 600 quid. I was very happy about it.
What?
Yeah, me and all my flatmates went out and got hammered that night.
Well, I was going to say, what was the night out like, and was it better than the opening ceremony?
I can't remember, Hamish.
I
would have wonderful memories of that ceremony, but now, of course, I just have memories of my head being in a toilet and regurgitating my entire contents of my stomach into some dodgy pub toilet. Yeah, it's gross. When I look back and think of all the money I must have wasted, I just think, oh my God, what was I doing?
Imagine all the chocolate we could have eaten.
I know.
So what have you quit? You quit 4 or 5 years ago. What benefits have you had since then?
Well, I've kept jobs, I guess, which I think is probably quite important. And I earn money now, which I never really did before. I went from stealing money and borrowing money and owing people money, especially my poor parents. I never had money because I had to pay fines and all these other things that happened to me always cost me money. So now, since I've got married and I've got sober, I'm more of a normal citizen of this earth, and I managed to actually save money occasionally and not spend it on frivolous bullshit things that I don't remember, like a blackout.
Sure.
So yeah, I treat myself now. I went to the shops today. I bought myself a new dress and I bought myself a new pair of earrings, whereas that money before would have gone on alcohol. And of course, being healthier means I don't have to go to the doctors as much, and I don't have to pay bills as much for health issues and vitamins and all things like that, because I generally feel much healthier. And also it feels good to not be spending money on drugs. Let's bring it down to the level that's what I was doing for many, many years, whether it was recreational drugs or alcohol. I was spending money on things that would make me feel high and then make me feel very, very low, and on things that it has no meaning in the end. I don't get anything from being drunk. All I get is a really stonking hangover, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't get these bonding moments like we talked about in the last episode. I don't get these fantastic occurrences when I'm drinking. I just get a fucking hangover. Yeah. So now I save money, I'm more functional, and I'm much, much happier, which leads me into feeling much more mentally healthy. If you're questioning your relationship with booze, you're struggling to moderate, or your hangovers are causing anxiety, it might be time to reach out for some support.
Yeah, just talk to a mate about how you're feeling, contact a local doctor, find an AA or sobriety group. Vic's got one.
Yeah, just head to www.cuppa.community.
Remember, if you're questioning yourself, it might be time to seek support.
Even though this journey can be awkward, it is definitely worth it. And if you've enjoyed the Sober Awkward podcast, don't forget to review it, rate it, and share it with your mates.
They have to share it with their mates?
Yeah, of course they do. I'm not doing this for nothing, Hamish. Bloody hell.
How do they share it?
I don't know, just write it on the document.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Burner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same. They're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly.
Put yourself on to Tommy John.
Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details.
Wix is the website builder that just keeps on giving. It's giving...
I just built my whole site in under an hour.
It's giving...
I actually made that?
Whoa.
It's giving...
Our sales are through the roof.
So whether you need help expressing yourself or just need something to make your life easier, Wix has you covered. Try it out at Wix.com.
Did you know 39% of teen drivers admit to texting while driving? Even scarier, those who text are more likely to speed and run red lights. Shockingly, 94% know it's dangerous but do it anyway. As a parent, you can't always be in the car, but you can stay connected to their safety with Greenlight Infinity's driving reports. Monitor their driving habits, see if they're using their phone, speeding, and more. These reports provide real data for meaningful conversations about safety. Plus, with weekly updates, you can track their progress over time. Help keep your teens safe. Sign up for Greenlight Infinity at greenlight.com/podcast.
So, as you probably know, my comedy memoir, 1,000 Wasted Sundays, is officially out. All my magnificent fuck-uppery in one awkward hit. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy, it's now available from all good bookstores.
We always say all good bookstores, don't we?
Yeah.
Are there bad bookstores?
No, it's probably ones with moody sellers.
Oh yeah, really depressed librarian folk.
Yes,
okay,
yeah. So there are probably some, but we're only storing it in the good ones.
It's only made it into the goodies.
You can also get it from all good online retailers. The print version and ebook are out now, and the audiobook will be available in March. I've been writing my memoir for 5 years. It will make you laugh, cry and cringe, and hopefully inspire a few people to reconsider their relationship with booze. If you love the podcast, then I think you'll love the book, even if I do say so myself. Hamish has read it. What did you think?
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you now, to be honest, Vic. Look, I really loved it. It was hilarious and surprisingly moving, but I feel like I've seen you naked in a literary sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah. From an emotional point of view, seriously, it wobbled my teeny weeny wooden heart, Vic.
Okay.
My teeny little wooden heart.
Well, his wooden heart is broken. Anyway, so if you do manage to get your filthy mitts on a copy, please do me a favour and head to goodreads.com and give me a review. Doing that will help me get it out there to those that need a bit of sober support. So there you have it. My story, unwanted warts and all. Come and get awkward with me.
Not to be too demanding or anything, but seriously, go and buy it now.
Yeah, go and buy it right now.
Yeah, don't just tell your friends, buy it, and then buy your friends one or two.
Yeah, don't give them a copy, buy it, yeah.
And you know what, don't be careful where you store it. If you lose it, you can always buy another 5.
Yeah, buy another one.
Yeah.